Okay, welcome back everyone. So we've got another deck here. And so this one, I actually pulled from the actual Pokemon website. So there was an article written that talks about the hide and sneak archetype. And the list that is there is focused on the Delmise. So hide and sneak is an ability that just came out in Pitch Black. Prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and abilities done to this Pokemon, and damage is not an effect. So what we're talking about is placing damage counters, we're talking about instant knockouts, talking about status conditions. So there's a lot of stuff that this ability blocks, and this is probably most important when you think about things like Dragapult, because otherwise Sinistcha with 68 hit points would be a perfect target for putting those damage counters from the Dragapult Phantom Dive. Well, now they can do it, but it's going to fizzle out, doesn't do anything. Also protects them from placing damage counters using Monkey Dory, or from placing damage counters using like Curse Blast. So these guys have a lot of inbuilt protection, even if they're not incredibly strong on their own. And then the Delmise that kind of helps take advantage of this is also new in Pitch Black. I mean, all of these cards that have to do with hide and sneak are new in Pitch Black because it didn't exist before. So for 1 Psychic Energy, Vengeful Anchor 30+, if you have 4 or more Pokemon that have the hide and sneak ability in your discard pile, this attack does 140 more damage. So as early as turn 1, you can be attacking with this guy, and if you've got 4 or more hide and sneakers in the discard, now you're hitting 170, and you're doing 170 every turn. So that's kind of the main strategy here. And then the way, let's see, we talked about a couple of the hide and sneakers. So one thing you'll notice is that this list has 2 Sinistcha, but no Poltergeist. So we're not even using the Sinistcha. It's literally this just there to have Pokemon to discard. But the other ones that you may want to do, and you notice there's no grass energy in here, not that you need it because Sinistcha would be able to attack for a colorless. But you could start the Shuppet, also has the hide and sneak, hang down, whatever, but it evolves into Banette that has hide and sneak, and for that 1 Psychic Energy, Puppet Pool, 80 damage, search your deck for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So good for taking small knockouts and getting set up. Then you go into the Delmise, and then to assist with these things, we also have Dunsparce, because you want the Dunsparce in order to draw, because hide and sneak does not have an inherent draw engine of its own. And then we also have the Fluttermane for shutting off abilities, because for Festival Lead and other things like that, you know, you put the Fluttermane in the active, and now their active doesn't have an ability, so it can really slow them down. And then the other thing that kind of helps push this deck over the edge and make it at least somewhat competitive is pairing with the Lily's Clefairy, because now with the Fairy Zone, each of your opponent's Dragon Pokemon in play has a weakness to Psychic. So that 170 from Delmise now becomes 340, and that's a one-hit KO on Dragapult. So that is all of the Pokemon. Couple of Buddy Buddy Poffin, couple of Night Stretchers, max copies of Pokepad, because everything in here is searchable with it except for the Lily's Clefairy, couple of Pokegears, max Ultra Ball. This is really good because even though you can find everything with the Pokegears or the Pokepads, Ultra Ball lets you put stuff in the discard. Prism Tower, same reason. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard 2 cards from their hand in order to draw a card. Black Belt's Training. So this is a supporter. During this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon do 40 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. So that if that 170 is not enough and you need the 40, now you're hitting 210, and now you're getting a one-hit KO on a lot of things like Fezandipiti, a lot of the Ogerpons, and other like Latias, things like that. Max Boss's Orders, because you want to be able to put into the active whatever it is that you need to KO. 2 Gwins, so this is also new in Pitch Black. Discard up to 2 Pokemon that don't have a rule box from your hand, and draw 3 cards for each card you discarded in this way. So just another way to get your hide and sneakers into the discard pile. Max Lily's Determination for setup and hand refresh, 1 air balloon, and the A spec in here is Legacy Energy. So as long as this is attached to a Pokemon, provides every type of energy but only 1 energy at a time, and if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, that player takes 1 fewer prize card. This effect can't be applied more than once per game. So even if there was a way to get it back, I don't think that there is. You can't just like infinitely recycle it and infinitely get fewer prizes. But so because we are primarily a single prize deck, this could make it so that they even have to take like 7 knockouts in order to win the game, which is super annoying, and you're probably going to win way before that anyway. Then we have 4 Telepathic Psychic Energy, because when you attach it to a Psychic Pokemon, you search your deck for 2 basic Psychic Pokemon, put them onto your bench. So whether you start the Shuppet or the Dhelmise, attach this to one of them, now you have enough energy to attack, and you've got your backups handy as well. And then just the 2 basic Psychic Energy. So I'll be interested to see how this goes, because this wasn't like a list I found that's like, you know, oh, this won a tournament or whatever. I mean, the format's still new. There haven't really like been any tournaments since it released, and Worlds is coming up, but there's a lot of talk about it because of how well it plays into Dragapult. So if we get a lot of Dragapults, we'll really get to see if it's worth the hype, or if this is just an inferior single prize deck, if there are better options out there. I like single prize decks because it makes your opponent do more, but yeah, we'll try it.